This presentation contains information on state income tax withholding for Minnesota and Montana residents working at UND. North Dakota law provides that wages paid to an eligible resident of Minnesota or Montana for work performed in North Dakota are exempt from North Dakota income tax withholding. This is called withholding reciprocity. You must complete North Dakota Form ndwr to take advantage of withholding reciprocity. This example shows what a paycheck looks like if a Minnesota or Montana resident does not file Form ndwr. Note that North Dakota tax is withheld by default unless an ndwr is filed with the UND payroll office. This example shows a paycheck for a Minnesota resident that has filed an ndwr form. Note that Minnesota tax is deducted instead of North Dakota tax. This example shows a paycheck of a Montana resident that has filed an ndwr. Note that no Montana state tax is deducted because UND is not a registered employer in the state of Montana. In order to put withholding reciprocity in place, you will need to first complete the ndwr form. Second, submit the ndwr form to the UND payroll office located on the third floor of Twomley Hall. Note that your ndwr form will expire on February 28th of the next year. Further, you will need to submit a new ndwr form on or before February 28th of each year you wish to have reciprocity in place. Minnesota Form W4MN applies only to Minnesota residents. It is also known as the Minnesota W4. In certain circumstances, the completion of the W4MN form is required by the Minnesota Department of Revenue. The W4MN is required if you claim fewer Minnesota withholding allowances than federal allowances, claim more than 10 Minnesota withholding allowances, want additional Minnesota withholding deducted from your pay each pay period, or claim to be exempt from either federal or Minnesota withholding. The W4MN is not required if you are claiming the same number of Minnesota allowances as federal and the number claimed is 10 or less. Note that most people are not required to file Form W4MN. Please note that the UND payroll office cannot be your tax advisor. We cannot give general tax advice. We cannot advise you on which state you have a filing requirement. We cannot provide advice on which state you are a tax resident of, and we cannot calculate which state will result in a lower tax liability for you. Consult with a tax professional to get specific advice on these issues. Questions on payroll taxes and withholding can be directed to the UND payroll office located in Twomley Hall, room 312. You can also dial 701-777-4227. Online, we are located at humanresources.und.edu.